Welcome to Gospel Music USA, bringing you the best in Southern gospel music from coast to coast. Now here are your hosts of Gospel Music USA, Danny Jones, Karen Peck Gooch, and Mike Lefevre.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to Gospel Music USA. My name is Danny Jones. I'm with Singing News Magazine.
I'm Karen Peck Gooch with New River.
And I'm Mike Lefevre with the Lefevre Quartet. We're glad you're with us today. We have a wonderful show as usual.
We sure do.
Yeah, we say that every week, but it's the truth.
Right. Well, it's our favorite music, so it's always wonderful to us.
That's very true.
All right. Coming up this program, we've got some of your favorite artists. We're also going to answer the burning question of what you wanted to be when you were growing up, so you to be thinking about that. That's coming up in our segment a little bit later on. But right now, we want to introduce to you a family that has become true friends to all of us here at Gospel Music USA. They come to us from Hudson, North Carolina, and if you like family-style singing, and it done very, very well, you're going to love these folks. Would you say hello to the Mylan Hayes family as they sing What an Anchor?
The peace that passes understanding cannot be explained. A precious mystery God has given only to the saints. Though troubled winds may rage and threaten all that we hold dear, we hear him whisper through the tempest, my child, have no fear. What an anchor, what a promise, we will never be alone in the darkest situations. Help comes from the throne. He provides the calm assurance through his holy word. What an anchor in our Savior, settled and secure. The soul who finds its rest in Jesus overcomes by faith, believing God is somehow working through the tears and pain. This world can never comprehend it, for they have no hope. But we are confident in knowing that our anchor holds. What an anchor, what a promise.
And we're back right here on Gospel Music USA. Mike Lefevre, Karen Peck, Danny Jones with you. And we're going to, I'm going to throw one question out at you two. Now, in a recent issue of Singing News Magazine, we asked several artists, what did you want to be when you were growing up? And we got some great responses and everything. That's in our January issue. All right, Mike, let's start with you. What did Mike Lefevre want to be when he was growing up?
Well, I actually answered that question in the Singing News.
I know,
but,
so it should be easy.
And it is an easy question because my dream was always to be a gospel singer. That's what I wanted to do from the time I was a little kid. And it's always been a passion. And you know what's neat over the years is how that passion, it turns from a childhood desire into a Christ-centered passion when you surrender your life to Christ. And that happened several years ago. And it changes your focus from just being something you love to something that you feel that God has appointed you to do. And so I've been blessed by being able to do what God has placed a love for in my heart.
Oh, Karen, can you remember that far back?
You know, I was just trying to think, but you know what, Mike, really, you say exactly how I feel because I've always loved gospel music. I always loved to sing, and Mom used to stand me in a chair when I was little, but had no idea that I actually could do that professionally until I saw the Rex Nealon Singers, and they were my favorite group, and I started thinking this is what I want to do so bad, but other than that, I wanted to be a school teacher. So I actually went to college for 2 years, and I was studying to be a school teacher.
There's just something that's a little scary about that, Mike. I mean, there really is. That kind of rattles the nerves a little bit.
You know what? I would have probably had my own little subject, how to be a really good blonde.
Yeah, I'm starting my own school.
Yeah, I'm starting my own school, the blonde school.
Right.
But seriously, but I wanted to be a school teacher. But after my second year of college, actually when I was in college, I would just about cry every day, saying, "Lord, I just want to sing so bad. I had that burning desire." Saw a preacher last week talking about when God lights the fire, He will complete what He set out to do. If we light our own fire and we start something that's not God-centered, then we will burn out eventually.
Yeah,
but when
absolutely.
God sets the fire, you will continue to go, and that's why God's called you to do this, and He set the fire in you and placed that desire in you, and that's why you keep going. And I feel like the same way with me. I just love this music. I love singing. I love to talk about Jesus. I love singing about Jesus, and the Lord has really made such a difference in my life.
Yeah,
You remember the very first time you ever sang in public?
Oh, no, I don't remember that. Well, there is a faint memory there. I believe I started singing with my Uncle Alf Lefevre, and we sang at a church, and I remember playing the guitar and singing, "Without Him, I could do nothing.
Aw.
Without Him, I sure..." You know, I started singing that song, and I was so nervous.
How old were you?
I was probably 15 years old.
But you knew then this is
So
what
I
wanna
loved
do.
it. I loved it as a kid. We didn't find out what Danny
what
wanted to
about
be.
you?
Well, I haven't grown
Yes.
up yet.
I
Well-
heard you wanted to drive a train.
Well, that's true. I mean,
Yeah.
I was always fascinated by railroads, so that's true. And, you know, I'm sure when you first sang in public, it was so far back, it was in black and white, right?
Black and white.
Hey, here are some guys who are doing very well singing in public. And really, you talk about three gentlemen who have always just wanted to sing and be a part of music. That is the definition of this group right here. They come to us from a little bitty town called Nashville, Tennessee, the 10-time Southern Gospel Music Artist of the Year. Here are the Booth Brothers singing a classic gospel song, Happy Rhythm.
Happy rhythm. Happy rhythm. We're talking about happy rhythm, keeps a rocking and a rolling. I can feel it moving while I sing this song. Brother, let me tell you how I feel. Tell you about a feeling that is real. Brother, let me tell you how the glory rolls. Tell you how it bubbles in my happy soul. Happiness is free, it's never bought or sold. Let me tell you how I feel, let me tell you. There's a happy rhythm keeps a rocking and a rolling. I can feel it moving while I sing this song. What I feel to feel it moving on and never stopping. Deep within my heart it keeps a rolling and a rocking. Rolling and a rocking and a rocking and a rolling. It's a happy rhythm in my soul. A wonderful happy, happy rhythm. There's music ringing deep within my soul. I can feel it bubble, I can feel it roll. Then I get the feeling that I wanna shout. Makes me feel so good, I gotta move about. Brother, there can never be a single doubt. I can feel it, I can feel happy rhythm. When the happy rhythm keeps a rocking and a rolling, I can feel it moving while I sing this song. What I feel to feel it moving on and never stopping. Deep within my heart it keeps a rolling and a rocking. Rolling and a rocking and a rocking and a rolling. It's a happy rhythm in my soul. A wonderful happy, happy rhythm. Brother, let me tell you how the glory goes in me. Tell you how it bubbles in my happy soul. Rolling and a rocking, it's a rocking and a rolling, always rolling and a rocking, moving on and never stopping. Rolling and a rocking, always rocking and a rolling. It's a happy rhythm in my soul. There's a happy rhythm, rocking and a rolling. I can feel it moving while I sing this song. What I feel it, feel it moving on and never stopping. Deep within my heart it keeps a rolling and a rocking. Rolling and a rocking and a rocking and a rolling. It's a happy rhythm in my soul. It keeps a rolling happy rhythm. I feel the feeling moving on and never stopping. Deep within my heart it keeps a rolling and a rocking. Rolling and a rocking and a rocking and a rolling. It's a happy rhythm in my soul. In my soul. The happy rhythm moving in my soul. Oh, heartaches, broken pieces, ruined lives are why you died on Calvary. Your touch is what I long for. You have given life to me. I will serve thee because I love thee. You have given life to me. I was nothing before you found me. You have given
welcome back to Gospel Music USA, and keep that dial right where you are because we have some more great music coming up. But right quickly, you know, Mike and I, we talked about our what we've been called to do, and that's to sing. But Danny, you've been a writer. Have you been a writer your whole life? Is that really what you wanted to do?
No, I have no idea. I still to this day really don't know what I want to do.
I mean, I know you were, honestly, you played tennis in high school and
I
was
did.
a very good, and college, and was a very good tennis player.
Well, yeah, and things kind of fell apart after that. But, you know, I guess if I do have a passion, it truly is gospel music. My parents loved it, still love it. And I went to my very first concert at a very early age. In fact, I think you were singing on it at the time. And
Notice how you threw that in.
Yeah,
You know,
I just wanted to point that out.
For those that are at home, I'm really not as old as I look. So, but it's like, or maybe I'm older than what I look.
Listen,
I don't
it's
know.
amazing what you can do with a good doctor. I mean, really, it
Listen,
is.
but I'll be 100 years old and I'll still have blonde hair and I'll still be wearing hot pink. So
But
there
you
you
will
go.
still love Jesus.
But I will still love Jesus.
That's
You heard that last
That's
week.
a great story we'll share with you on another show. But, you know, I never set out to do what I'm doing. I somewhat backed into it, but I'm thankful for it. It gives me a good opportunity to be a part of music that I dearly love. I'm not a singer. I'm not a musician. In fact,
But you do play piano.
well, but if you heard me play or you heard me sing, you would say, yeah, you're right. You're not a singer. You're not a
He
musician.
had to quit that because he couldn't reach the pedals.
Exactly, right. And then, of course, I moonlight my other job working at the cookie factory, as you like to tell everybody.
And at Christmas, of course.
But, you know,
Y'all are so bad.
the thing about gospel music, it takes a lot of people working together to make the wheel turn.
It does.
It does.
Singers, songwriters, music publishers, the people who sing,
Right.
people who deal with buses, people who deal with concert promoting. It takes team effort. And prime example of a team effort are these guys that are about to sing for us right
Yeah.
now. They have taken on the family ministry and also incorporated another ministry in what they do. Cook brothers, who their parents are Hubert and Jeanette Cook of the Singing Cooks. They are carrying on the family tradition and doing a great job in their very own special trio. So would you say hello to the Cook brothers? They're going to sing "You Can't Tell Me I'm Dying."
A man lay on his deathbed, fighting for his life. The doctor said, "I'm sorry," as we gathered by his side. So I took him by the hand to say my last goodbyes, when a frail and feeble voice spoke up and gave me this reply. And he said, "You can't tell me I'm dying when heaven's gates swing open wide, and Jesus there to welcome me to the other side. My whole life's been bound by shackles. Things weren't always like I planned, but you can't tell me that I'm dying when I made it to the promised land. I remember the time that he wrote in the sand, "Where are your accusers?" as he began to stand. The two thieves on the cross, deserving what they get, but one said, "Lord, remember me." It was his last request. forget. But Christ died just the same if you're standing by their bed. So just remember Jesus loves them, and He died for their sins. And don't be one to cast a stone, He'll judge in the end. You can't tell me I'm dying when heaven's gates swing open wide, and Jesus there to welcome me to the other side. My whole life's been bound by shackles. Things weren't always like I planned. But you can't tell me that I'm dying when I made it to the promised land. My whole life's been bound by shackles. Things weren't always like I planned. But you can't tell me that I'm dying when I made it to the promised land.